Welcome back, YouTubers. Today I've got my 2013 Civic, and this also needs an oil change along with my Camaro. So I'm going to go ahead and give a quick video on how to do that for anyone that just has no idea or doesn't know how the paneling works. So to get started, go ahead and pop your hood, and up here is the oil cap, and it also tells you that you need 0W20. Pretty sure it's synthetic. It's a new car. Most cars run on synthetic, so I've got synthetic, I think, already in here, and I'm going to put more in, so I'd suggest it. So go ahead and pop this cap off so it drains a lot easier, and put it in a safe place, and at least to remember to put it back on. Now on the driver's side, well, actually on both sides, go ahead and jack up your car. I've got mine being held up, but the jack points are right here where it becomes a little bit thicker. Go ahead and put your jack on that, jack up your car, and I used right where that bolt is right there as my jack stands. Okay, to actually drain the oil and also get the oil filter, you're going to orientate yourself to the front of the car, and you're going to come underneath here, and that's the view that I'm going to get in just a second. So that's the front of the car, and I'm under it now. And this is where you have a big metal plate, just like if you look further back, the one right there. But you're going to have one up here, and you're going to have Phillips screws. It's going to be right here, that's one. And then across, that's two, right there. And then you're going to have more on the bottom, one there, and one right there. All you have to do is just take off the silver heads, just like the ones up here. Phillips heads, and once you take those out, you can see that I have it off right here. There's a little slide action. Look at that guy. So you're gonna have to slide it up. Probably won't be able to focus. You're gonna have to slide it up before it pops out. So slide it up, and it should fall right out. So you can see what I'm seeing now is underneath the engine. So again, front of the car, looking up. First thing you're gonna see in the bottom right hand corner is your fuel filter, so you can get that out when we need to. And if you look at the bottom, it's going to say engine oil and have a little arrow pointing to this guy right here. Very straightforward. So what you're going to need to do is pop that off and make sure you have your catch can right under here so we can get started. And the oil drain plug is a 17 millimeter. And there it is, draining into my catch can. So once you have the plug out, make sure you clean the surface where the washer is so it has a clean fit once you thread it back on. And same thing back up top. Once it gets to a nice drip like this, you're pretty much empty. So make sure you clean around the ring where it's going to screw in, and go ahead and screw it back in. So next what we have to do is take the filter out. And if you have one of the ones that caps on the top and you can use a wrench on it and pop it open, that's probably the easiest method for this location. These are supposed to be hand tightened, but you can pretty much never get them off once they've been on for a while, so use one of those if you have them. If not, I've got myself, I have both. I have these little pliers for the fuel filter, and I also have the cap that goes on here with the head. So I'm going to take this off, and when you do take it off, just pop it loose, and because how this is mounted, there could be oil that drips off of this. So once you get this popped open, put your drain pan underneath this, and then open it up, and you should have some drips that go into there. So once the rest of the oil drains out of the top up here, as you can see, it's come to a very slow drip. It's the same process as when you took the oil plug out. Get a rag and clean around here so you have a nice clean seal when you put the new one on. So grab your new filter. I have K&N. It was on sale, and it's pretty much the same price as the other ones, but you know, Canon, personally, I think is the best you can get. Same thing with the air filters. But this one comes with a built-in wrench placement down here at the bottom, so you can tighten it up with a wrench. So before we put this in, because it's placed like this in the Civic, we're going to get some oil and go around the rubber gasket so we can get a good seal. Not too much, but just enough to get the gasket wet. And we're also going to fill this up so we don't have the engine running on dry, and then once you actually start it up, it has to fill this up anyway, and the oil's going to drop. So to make it a lot quicker and easier on you, fill this up to the top. It's going to soak into the filter, so you're going to have to refill it a few times. Alright, I filled it up with oil and I just twisted it in. You can hand tighten it. What I like to do is hand tighten as much as I can and just give it a little bit of a turn with whatever I use, if it was a wrench or the little cap that goes on the top, and just give it a little bit of an extra turn just in case. So I just got all the old oil and everything underneath the car out, and all I have left are the jack stands down at the bottom. So that's the only thing left to do, is drop the car down back to its normal ride height, so when you fill the engine up with oil, it'll be level and you can get a proper reading. And back up here in the engine bay, once I drop the car, go ahead and pop a funnel into where your little cap was, and grab your oil and start pouring. And remember, this is at least mine is, I think the SI might be 2, but all models I think are 1.8 liters, so make sure you have a little bit more than 1.8 liters of oil. Liters and quarts are pretty much the same, very close. So get about 3, I would say. I always get extra just in case, because the oil filter and just different places where oil likes to hide. And once you think you have about enough, or you need to check, dipstick is this very, very colorful piece of plastic. It's usually metal, but go ahead and take it out, and you're going to look on the end here. It doesn't have any markings for full or empty or fill or anything like that, so it's pretty straightforward. Once it comes up all the way to the honeycomb, so you can see the bottom of the honeycomb part and the top of the honeycomb part up here. Once it reaches the top, when you pull it out all the way, then that means it's going to be full. So go ahead and stick it back all the way down, just like that, and pop it out, and turn it sideways so it doesn't drip up or down. See where it's at. Once the dipstick says it's full, go ahead and put that back in place, and also put the oil cap back on. And now, go into your car and run your car for a little while. Take a few minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, so everything can get circulated. Then check the dipstick again to make sure the oil level hasn't gone down. And while the engine is running, I'm going to jump on the inside of the car and turn it on. And if you guys have the little information thing saying, hey, you should probably change your oil, then this will also get rid of it. But make sure you reset the built-in oil reminder. So to do that, can't really see in here. To do that, go to the menu button. So it'll pop over to menu, and then you hit up, and you'll go to vehicle information, maintenance info, and then you're going to press right on the engine oil. It'll also tell you the life on here too. Mine's at 15, so I had to do it. And then it says, would you like to reset maintenance information? Kind of hard to see. There you go. So you're going to hit down, and then yes. And then it's been reset, and now your oil life is at 100%.